We interrupt your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this breaking news flash. Good evening. There have been rumors flying around in Evony world, but now we have it and it's official. K45 is here. And in the same way that you get chills when you hear the words winter is coming, with the announcement of K45, there is chaos and pandemonium everywhere. People are laughing, people are crying, people don't know what to make of it, and that's all across the board. So, to help us break it down, we're going to hand over to our trusted correspondent, Akayasha, reporting from SSH Alliance in downtown 376. Over to you, Aka. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. K45. Evony dropped that announcement like a bombshell, and it's still having effects on everyone. But okay, let's calm down, let's breathe, and let's take a look at what is actually in the updates and see what we have coming. Also, if you stick around to the end, I've got a special message regarding this K45 update that I think you need to hear. All right, let's see what exactly is in the update. So, we have the announcement here where they announced the release of version 4.5. That is the update that will have the K45 expansion. And let's see what we have here. There is a lot of stuff in here that is just, I don't know, Evony talk. And let's cut through all of that and break down and see what we have. For this first part here, establishing kingdom military political governance. The first thing that we have is the K45 announcement. So all buildings will be able to go to level 45. Okay, that's the basic one that I think everyone has pretty much got right now. But before we go on, I mean, seriously though, K45, a lot of people are still recovering from the whiplash that we had when they released K40. And K45 is coming out so soon. At least in my opinion, it is soon. I mean, when you think about it, how many K40s are there on every server? Not more than a handful of people on each server are K40. And we already have 45. You know, I guess if you want to be skeptical about it, you can say that this is Evony's way of trying to push revenue and things like that. Which, for me, is neither here nor there, because on one hand, you could say it could boost revenue. On the other hand, you could say it could kill the game. I'm not really sure which way it will fall. But either way, in my opinion, I think this is soon. And okay, yeah, fine. Maybe it will give people motivation to spend more, like they weren't spending already. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to spend for in the game, so I don't know if that's really an issue. But who knows? Maybe that's Evony's way of trying to get more out of people's wallets. And while we're speaking of Evony trying to get more out of your wallets, AppTOIDE. Yeah, it's a great way for you to save on your Evony purchases and use the code REDEVONY. Why? Because it will be a great way for you to save on all the spending that Evony wants you to do. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like getting 25% discount when they're taking out a new mortgage? Yeah, you want to get a new house? You got to pay for it. Anyway, all kidding aside, this K45 is a big deal. Then the next one, it says new building, Council of State. Let's read what it says here. Appoint historic generals to military titles and positions to receive attribute bonuses. Okay, I guess that's kind of interesting, although have no idea how that's going to work out. Is that going to be like some kind of new duty general system, or is it going to be something completely new that we haven't seen before? We'll have to wait to find out for that one. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one says new advanced troops. This is talking about T16s. Okay, so with K45, we're also expecting T16s. That's great. I mean, I don't know. I don't have T15s yet. I don't know what to make of T16s. I mean, it's ridiculous to me, but that's the situation that we find ourselves in. So T16s are coming. Yay. Let's move on to the next point. And for me, this one is an interesting one. I like this one. So it says adjusting the subordinate city capacity. And basically what it says is that there are 2 additional subordinate city slots that can be unlocked after certain conditions are met. Okay, this is interesting because the way it is put here, it is insinuating that these additional sub slots will be available to everyone, provided you can meet the conditions. And I say provided you can meet the conditions because we have no idea what those conditions are. Are you going to have to get to a certain keep level? Are you going to have to get to a certain amount of power? Will you need to have a certain amount of money in your bank account? I don't know. But I'm sure you remember that a little while back, Evony had the option of paying to get a 10th sub-city slot. In my opinion, I don't expect that everyone will have to pay for this, but it's not something that we can rule out. But for me, this is an interesting one because I think this will be beneficial for a lot of people. So let's keep an eye on this one. Okay, let's move on and see what else we have in this update announcement. There is an update coming to Relics, which is interesting. But the way it's put here, it's weird. Have absolutely no clue what's going on. So the first one here, they said there'll be a new building, Ideal Land, which will launch after the version updates. So I'm assuming that this Ideal Land will be a new building in our keeps. And then it says you can collect civilization landscapes, freely place them in Ideal Land, and construct your desired museum. So I'm estimating that this might be something similar to the art hall, where you get stuff from the new relics, and depending on how much of those things you collect, you can unlock stuff inside. That's my estimation, but let's see how it plays out. Then the next thing, they said ancient ruin style. Okay, it says the initial style is ancient ruins. You can clear the ruins and rebuild them in your preferred style. Have absolutely no clue what the hell this is. But let's see. Then also Renaissance style. So I'm assuming that this one will be able to unlock from certain events and things like that. Maybe things like Gather Troops and King's Path. Who knows? But my opinion is that this Renaissance style part might have a bit of coining involved, because if you look at the way they've portrayed it as luxurious court buildings with their extravagant carving and gilding. Yeah, that is screaming out like you're gonna need to pay for it kind of thing. But anyway, now this is another interesting part of the update. Technological and academic innovation. All right? Sounds like you're getting ready to go back to get your second degree. Oh boy. Anyway, basically, what do we have here? There are 3 things that are here. The first one, it says new melee formation and long-range formation research in the military academy. But basically, what I think this is that when we come here, you see these big blocks. These are the formations. So for this one, we have Testudo formation, we have Macedonian phalanx, we have triple line formation, and we have Swiss pike square. So based on what is in that update, I'm assuming that we will have 2 more blocks like this added into the military academy. And I'm assuming that they will go into each of the troop types. We know that ground troops and mounted troops are the melee troops in Evony. So if you're saying there are going to be new melee formations, I would expect that the ground troop formation and the mounted troop formation will have those melee ones. So likely we will get new additions in here. Then we have the range troop and the siege troop. These ones will be long range. So you will have the long range added into these sections. But we'll see how it plays out. Anyway, that's my assumption. The second one here, it says new defense advance. For me, this is a good update. This particular one is probably the best thing in this update that I'm happiest about. Basically, what it is that when you come to your academy, there is likely going to be another block added in here for defense advance. You can see we have the military advance, and I'm assuming that a new one, defense advance, is going to be added to this. And once that's added, then you'll get the opportunity to research whatever is in there, which is good because, in all honesty, the academy is one building that was left completely neglected when they did the update to K40. Because beyond K35, the academy has no purpose anymore. So what I'm expecting is that when that update is released, you would likely have to upgrade your academy to maybe level 36 and beyond to unlock more of the research within the academy for that one. So we'll see how that plays out. But for me, I think that is good, especially if, as the wording of the message says, it is defense focused. Because defense has been seriously lacking since the update to K40. Evony went crazy, boosting the attack power of keeps and just left defense by the wayside. So hopefully now defense will be making a comeback. Let's hope so. Fingers crossed. Okay, the next one that we have here, we say new higher level tier traps. It says you can build new traps up to level 9 in the trap factory. Right now, traps in the trap factory only go up to level 8, so there'll be an additional level to build level 9. Maybe with this update, traps will become much more effective and actually usable, but we will see how that goes. So that's it for the technology and academy section. Next, we look at the awakening power of spirit beasts. Now this one, I'm not really too sure about this section because Evony have been pushing a lot of weird stuff for spirit beasts lately. You know, the awakening stones that they released. That's this one. They released this a while ago, and I don't know if it has been that popular because these stones are very difficult to get. So I'm kind of surprised that they're doing another tweak to spirit beasts, but let's see what they're saying in there. So I'm guessing this is kind of like the talents for spirit beasts. We have the dragon talents. I'm guessing that this is going to be something like the spirit beast talent. That's the way I'm seeing it. And then in addition to that, they also say that there is an increase to the cap for dragon talents. So right now, dragon talents go up to level 40. If we estimate that it's going to go up to match the keep level, maybe the dragon talents will be going up to level 45 now. But we'll have to wait and see. Either way, these are going to get an increase, which is okay. That's it for the dragons and the spirit beasts. The next part of the update says there's going to be a significant increase in the value of your packs, meaning that you'll be getting more stuff in for the money that you're putting in. Yay! Because that's exactly what everyone needs. More stuff for spending money, which is great. Again, remember, APTOIDE code REDEVONY. Next, it says there will be a comprehensive increase in rewards from monsters, battlefield, regular events, and holiday events. And I'm hoping that this comprehensive increase is actually comprehensive. And we need it, particularly for some certain types of monsters, like Vikings, for example. We need that, okay? We seriously need an increase in the rewards that we can get. So that is something to be looking forward to, okay? That's a good one. Then it says the number of Garudas you can summon on the map and the rewards are improved, and a chance to challenge the excellent Garuda through the alliance will be added. Now, this one, I find a bit weird because a lot of servers that have advanced do not do Garudas. I mean, I can't speak for you guys, but even my alliance, we hardly ever do them. So why they're upgrading Garudas, I don't know. Anyway, that's there. Then they say there's an added hard mode in Undead Invasion. The hard mode is more challenging and you can earn more scores and rewards. Again, this one is kind of weird because there were no modes in Undead Invasion. You start the event and it matches your keep level. So where does the hard mode now come in? Do you now get the option to select the mode that you want? I don't know. And even though it's going to be more challenging, there has to be a significant increase in the rewards for anybody to take it seriously. Because for a lot of people, Undead is just one of those, flyby events. It comes, it goes, nobody really knows it was there. I mean, my alliance, we do Undead. We do it every week. And I participate in it actively. But I know a lot of, higher power alliances don't really care about Undead. So, well, let's see. Maybe it's a plus for mid to low level power alliances, which, would be a good thing. We'll see how that plays out. Then, next, these ones are interesting. So they say they're going to be richer resource spots, which I'm assuming that resource spots are going to have more resources in there. Of course, if they're expanding the keep level to 45, then people need to get more resources. So either they're going to increase the amount of resources in the tiles already, or they're going to increase the tiles to give us maybe a level 16 tile or a level 17 tile. We'll see how that plays out. But anyway, more resources are coming. Then the next one, it says new boss monsters. We'll be able to kill new boss monsters on the map to get rewards. And then, interestingly, it says after completing the newly added Poem of History, the new monsters will be unlocked. Now, I'm sure some of you that have been playing for a while have forgotten what the Poem of History is. So, to refresh our memory, for anyone that doesn't know, this is the Poem of History. When you tap on it, then it tells you what is there. When you start off, your server gets this Poem of History and you can complete things and get rewards in there depending on what activities have been completed. These are for you and for your server as a whole. So, once these are completed, everyone in the server will be able to claim the rewards. This will be kind of interesting because Evony did this before. They released a new feature for the Poem of History, and basically what happens is that older servers already met the requirements for it, so everybody got the rewards automatically. However, for newer servers that haven't yet met those requirements, what will happen is it will be added to the existing requirements that you already have in your Poem of History. So that's what we have for the new boss monsters. Finally, they say balance adjustment. It says the action priority of level 15 and level 16 siege machines is increased. Now, this is interesting if you have T15s. If you don't, you won't really care much about this, but this is something that would change a bit the mechanics of how the game works. Right now, this is the T14. So if we look at it, we see the range there, 2,178. If we come to the T15, we can see it has the same range. So if they're saying that the priority is going to be increased, I'm assuming that it means that the range is going to be increased. So I'm assuming that T15s and T16s will have an increased range above this 2,178 that they're having. And if that's the case, then that changes things a bit, because it means that the higher level siege will have longer range, which will affect the mechanics of the current siege attacks that we do right now in the game. So that's something to keep an eye out for. It's not something that is going to affect everyone, but it's something that is going to become noticeable over time. Okay, so that's the run through of the update that we have. And as time goes on, we'll wait to see what comes out, and then we can dissect everything and really understand how some of these things are playing out. Now, for the special message, I want to take this opportunity to tell everyone watching and the entire Evony community. And I know my saying this will likely be futile, but I'm still going to say it anyway. Just because Evony released K45 does not mean you have to get it tomorrow, or next week, or next month. Okay? This kind of update is expected to take time. It's expected to take time for you to achieve it. And I fear that we're going to get suckered in the same way we did with the K40 update, with people worrying about, I'm going to fall behind. Yes, there might be 1 or 2 coiners that have unlimited pockets that will push this thing and might have it by the end of July. That is possible. But that doesn't mean that everyone should feel pressure to keep up. Because by doing that, we end up falling into the same trap. And believe me, it is a trap. And if we're not careful, just like we did with the K40 update, just like we did with Safe Gear, we're going to fall into this trap again. And trust me, between K40 and K45, Evony is still going to bring out a lot of stuff that is going to make people think about getting them. So, in my opinion, let's not rush this update. Let's not worry so much about trying to catch up and breaking our bank accounts just to get K45. Okay? Even if there are 1 or 2 people in All Stars that have K45 and T16 troops, you will still zero them. Yes, you will still zero them. It will be a bit harder, but you will still zero them. So, that's my 2 cents on the matter. And I hope we can approach this with some level of calmness and common sense. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Thank you very much. Aka signing out.